So, again, both of these teams have had decent enough runs into Tour 3 when we watched them. I think it can go either way, depending on who ends up on top. I still think our points with draft stand. I think it is leaning towards Felt there, but if Ravens manage to play this hyper-aggression and make their lanes work, that's where things get a little bit scary. Good positioning here from Solji, though, to cut off smokes.
Certainly so. See how patient Ravens want to be. RRL, he'll break his smoke, reveal his position. He did go for the level 1 onslaught, so he wanted to try and go for the dive in, but sadly does reveal himself, and that'll be more than enough for Felt to just back their way out safely. They certainly don't need to go for these level 1 team fights, and even with the gyrocopter on your side of things, like with that level 1 rocket barrage you can go for, I think the level 1 timings of Ravens may just be stronger here for a level 1 team fight. We'll see how it does go though. Yambura may get caught bottom by himself if he's not too careful. It seems like Kara will scout them out, and that'll be enough for Yambura to avoid that. He'll still try to go for the bounty, but Kits will be able to snipe it away from him. In fact, 4 bounties to go the way it felt to get the game started, which is really just a fantastic start for Felt into things.
That's off the back of Ravens just going all in and trying to secure that bot rune, dropping the early ward on the cliff area, and just not finding that kill, not finding the opportunity, backing off, trying to retake some control. Felt managed to spot that opening and, you know, grab it for themselves. So already a solid start. Going to be a faster bottle here for Kits as we take a look at the mid. It's the Storm versus Primal Beast lane. We've seen this a couple of times. It's not unplayable for Primal Beast for sure, but the Storm should have a decent time once he can start to spam that overload on top. Like, you have to watch your spacing here for RRL. Granted, you are very durable on Primal Beast, so the output for Kits, if RRL is close enough to play with the Onslaught, you're not going to be winning those trades too easily on Kits. And that's where things start to get dicey. Level 2, level 3 for Primal Beast, that's when he can start to fight back a lot more towards the Storm.
Yeah. Look at that top lane. What's going on there? Like, you've got Argus and Yambura against Solji and, of course, Fade. You're seeing Solji being really annoying here against Yambura. This is kind of the thing with the Prophet at the moment. Like, just that level 1 Sprout even that you can go for. Sure, the train doesn't have the worst time getting out of that, but it's just so annoying.
It is. And it's just painful. Like, Argus in this lane, he hasn't leveled up the Time Walk or anything just yet. Just trying to keep it pocketed. Does go for the Time Walk now. But the output coming in from Solji, it's not something you can easily contest as a dual melee lane. Normally, Treant would basically win right-click trades, but not when you're cut off from trying to gap close. And they're working this first few levels in lane quite nicely on Felt. Every time they see Argus, just pop the tree. Guess what? You take some damage. He's got the Blightstone, and then you can't do anything about it. You know, you could Time Walk, but that opens up the threat for the Morris to connect afterwards with a level 1 cooldown. So just gonna have to try to take it slow and get what you can. Maybe start to stack up a little bit earlier than you'd like to here for Yanbura to set up for Argus.
Yeah. You just see how dominant Fade and Solji are at this top lane. Like, now Argus getting caught for a moment by the Sprout. It's just forced to hold on to the Time Walk and rely on the heals coming out from Yambura with that level 1 Leech Seed. And she does do a lot of heal for Argus, but it's the amount of damage they can pump out with all this harassment. It's just so scary to go up against. And it's the thing I don't like about this support Prophet. Like, the idea of support Prophet, right? Because this hero already has a really damn good attack animation, has good range, has decent damage. Though as I say all this, Solji is going to get caught out. So, you know, I think my point still stands, Jonathan, but Ravens, they choose the perfect time to make me look like an idiot.
They always do, Mikey. It feels like someone's listening in every single time we cast. Someone's like, oh, Mike's saying something dumb here. Prove him wrong, boys. And they always do. You know, you are the curse, the bane of every player. Every player now on their wish list, Mike, is do not have Mike LaPhoenix talk about me at all.
Yeah.
You know, and we experienced that in Riyadh, of course.
It's a respectable
enough. Nice kill coming out there for Ravens, finally finding their opening. Fade in the spot of danger now. Just a bit.
These Leech Seeds are just providing so much heal. That's kind of the issue. It's like Yambura, every time he has this up, he just kind of runs you down. You kind of underestimate how much healing he's providing to his team. His bottom lane, Kara's going to cop a homing missile, but he'll be just fine by the tier 1 tower. It doesn't seem as though Ravens have been able to really pressure as much as you would like with the Clockwork Razor duo, because it is a pretty potent duo to have. But Thana instead went for the level 1 Rocket Flare over the Cog, so you don't really have the lockdown. Just kind of fair enough, because he doesn't necessarily want to go after the Gyrocopter, but I suppose you always had the option to go after the Venge instead. But it seems like Thana's just decided he's going to be annoying on the Clockwork.
Yeah, just try to be as disruptive as possible. Like, if you force aggression onto a Gyrocopter Venge lane, it does feel like you can be punished for chasing down the static lane. You mentioned Rocket Barrage earlier, no level in it yet, but just the trades back with Flak, the stun coming through from Albino Zebra can be quite oppressive. Just play it safe. Mind you, even just the attack damage reduction from Wave of Terror means that you're not getting much from Static Link. It actually ruins Razor in lane because it's total attack damage reduction, so it doesn't feel amazing here.
Thana's still proving to be quite annoying, but there you go. Albino Zebra just sniping some creeps away. Pretty quiet game so far. 0-1 with 5 minutes into the game. Not too much action happening, though as I say that, RRL now getting caught mid lane, may just go down and will. There was a rotation from Solji just in case they needed it, but they did not. Living armor from Yambura just proving not to really be enough.
Yeah, just not quite enough flash healing coming out. And you are seeing Kits really control that lane. 33-12 compares to RL 17-1. Like, this mid lane is a wash. It's a massive win for Kits, has the 6 up, can just go for the zips. And again, your lockdown issues will kick in here for Ravens. Once this storm is comfy enough to rotate, how do you stop it? You just don't have a wave.
You need some help right now on the Mars. Arga's going to go for a chase, but doesn't have time walk for another 15 seconds. So Yambura's going to try and do this on his own and might just have enough. One more hit will do it, and Yambura will be able to get that hit off. So a very nice kill for him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like Lish is getting jumped by Thana. He'll try to make her run, but the static link is there, though the stun is going to save for now as Kara. Kara's getting too low. Kara might be the one to die, but oh, he gets the kill before he does. At least he gets that. It's still not the best trade at all for Ravens. As Solji now TP's in, looking for Thana. Sadly, he TP's right into the creep wave, so Thana has full vision over the Prophet. Thana should be able to find a way out of this. Solji having a look around with the Sprout, but not going to be able to catch him. Top lane.
This manages to build up. Ooh.
Yeah, Fade's in danger now. Fade trying to walk away. The Yambura with the body blocks was being quite annoying, but here comes Kits with the rotation on the Storm. And Yambura, he might just go down, though he's trying to be cheeky in that tree line. But it is not going to be enough.
Kits is finding way too much. Even with a trade down bot, it's arguably still better for Felt because Lick gets the solo kill, so he gets the added EXP for himself. And then you get this opening for up top where, you know, your Storm's already stomping mid lane, has the full Falcon Blade up, Power Tread's flying out now. RL does have a 6, so Pulverize is available, but who do you really connect to? And it feels like the best lane for RL to work with is down bot, but he makes the move forward, doesn't really see the opportunity to find a kill, and just has to work mid again. This passiveness does hurt Ravens a lot more in that you have a Razor and a Faceless Void. These heroes are going to need farm. They're going to need to find some way of getting that space out, and it just doesn't feel like you have anyone outside of Primal Beast to really connect with here on Ravens' end.
Mid lane, big group ups coming. Aim in a power rune timing. Yambura going to try and best to secure the bottom rune spot, and does actually do so. Look at the double damage here for RRL. No luck for Kits. The Kits has had a fantastic laning stage, currently top of the CS board and top of the net worth board on the Storm. So he's had the dream start. Had he got that double damage rune, it would have almost been a guaranteed rotation from him, but he'll have to get back to the farming game for now. Meanwhile, bottom, a bit of a group up from Ravens, maybe looking to see if they can secure a kill onto Lich, but he is looking to back his way towards the jungle. We'll just go straight south and should be just fine. Of course, classic Gyrocopter things, he just farm with that flak cannon. Meanwhile, Argus goes down. Top lane. Argus was caught out. They will get Fade as a trade, but it's a huge pick-off for Felt.
Again, you're impacting this Faces Void, who is already off to a slow start. Like, this kind of build-up for Faces Void double rate ban doesn't feel amazing. Like, you need the stats to stay in the lane, but it's not going to accelerate your farm by that much. It stalls out from, say, a Maelstrom, even a Mask of Madness or a Midas. And you need this Void to be online. Like, this is your win condition coming out here. So Argus is going to have to find some way to recover. He needs some space to come out. RL shows up to try to cut off, but doesn't really find anyone to trade with. They are starting to chase a little bit deeper down bot, start to shove away Licht at the very least, so it's not free farming on the gyro. They are getting some pressure out, with RL also showing up here. But he's got the jungle to go into. Copper's working comfy there.
Yeah, he's caught out mid lane. Kit's really feeling it now. Easiest kill of his life on the Storm. We'll find a third. It's got that strong combo, right? Like, if you can connect the Venge with the Storm and then you can have the TP in from Solji, you've instantly got 3 heroes around a single target, and that's kind of what just happened to Yambora. It's felt they'll secure the power rune. It's just going to be illusion anyway, but they'll get the tier 1 mid tower more importantly. And so far for Ravens, there's not really much they can do to stop this. They don't have the heroes. The heroes they do have, they just don't have the farm.
Yeah, it's just a consequence of this draft, really. Again, it's down to the fact that you've got the Primal Beast who has no one really to connect to, maybe the Razor, although you don't really have any big items here just yet. For Kara, with the mid gone, Felt instantly smoked, looking up top again, wanting Argus.
I mean, why not? Like, the Void's a bit of a sitting duck right now. He's only got level 1 time walk, so once that's gone, it's not really much he can do, and he's used it.
No.
He can chrono, but that's about all he can do. He'll run the other way, just try and survive, but Fade's on the chase with the arena back up. He'll commit it instead towards Kara. They'll take the Razor down. Argus, though, he's moving back in, but what's the game plan? He's going to go for the fight. His team will connect. They're going to try for this, and it might just work. Fade is the only one really left here. Kits, he is just running, just trying to get his way out. As Argus has secured a double, Kits will continue fighting. He'll take Yambura with him. A 2 for 3. But now Kits, he'll get hookshot by Thana, who just hit level 6. And so far, I mean, this rotation from Ravens, giving a triple kill to Argus, saving the Void's life, that is huge.
None of it's massive. Really good read coming out there from Ravens. The defensive chrono from Argus just to get some spacing out to ensure that his team can come in. And they back him up well. Pretty deep dive from the side of Felt. Just running out of mana on Kits at the tail end of that fight. And just not quite getting the arenas and follow-up they'd want. Like, the chrono cutting off the 2 heroes as well on the other side meant the chase couldn't continue from Albino Zebra. He was looking for the swap out. Doesn't have the range with level 1 swap. So just overall a very awkward engagement for Felt. And that does keep Ravens in the game. Allows them some really good recovery, especially for Argus, who is still working towards that full Maelstrom. It is a ton of space out for Licht, though, down bot. Like, this Gyro's been left alone. Does have the Crystallis up. Is going for the full Ags into probably just Mask of Madness or Satanic next. And that's the point where it does start to get a little bit scary to play into the Gyro. That side gunner does a lot of work still. And Black Cannon does feel a lot better now as well. Just having the additional damage whenever Flak is up with the Ags it's pretty massive to accelerate this farm further.
And it can come in handy later on as well, right? Like, if you get chronoed, as this gyrocopter would say, a Satanic up, you may just lifesteal through the chrono and just survive through it. Like, just with the amount of side gunners that can fly out. We'll see. Ravens, they might just find said gyrocopter right here as Lich. Maybe not expecting the rotations incoming from Ravens, but he has made his way closer towards his own base. It's a pretty precarious spot to try and jump a gyrocopter, so it does seem like he will be just fine. Eventually, Ravens may just have to reveal their position down at this bottom tier 2 tower. Seems like they will. Meanwhile, top, RRL will go for a dive. Spear is there, though, from Fade to hold him down. RL won't really be able to find much with this initiation. Mid, Thana, he's getting chased by a homing missile now. Ace is on, Zip is there, they really want the kill. A great hook shot from Thana, but he will still drop the Witch's Blade. The DPS proving just to be enough.
Yeah, just right on the edge. Does stall for time. Oh,
this is a big one. They've got the gyrocopter, but they don't have the damage. RRL, he went for this by himself. He'll pop the Blade Bell trying to take Lich down with him, but it's not going to work. The gyro will just walk away. Allow Fate to take the kill instead. Ravens maybe just playing a little bit too aggressively. They are getting punished for it.
This is still space. And you've got a Razor, you've got a Faces Void here on Ravens. Both of them need some room to farm. So they're making the necessary sacrifices to get that done here on the side of Ravens. Just kind of having RRL cop the short end of the stick. He at least has his full blade mail up with a phase boot, so it is a little bit harder to try and instantly burst down this Primal Beast. Going for the BKB next as well. Have some protection on hand, and with the BKB on the Primal Beast, that's when the game can really start to kick into gear. You've got the Overgrowth ready to go as well on Yanbura. Haven't really seen the opportunity for that one. Still keeping that pressure down bot. Like, all the big cores are farming bot here. Ravens are keeping Argus and Kara around to get that build up. But, oh.
Cool. It's there. They've got Fade. Fade, he'll drop the arena. He'll try to fight back just a little bit, but there's no rotations incoming. In fact, Albino, he does show his face now. And in comes Kits with the zip in. Kara's going to drop. Fade, he will finally fall, but Argus, he may have to give his life away for that. He'll try to run. Time walk into one, but no, he can't get it off in time.
God.
Thana will pop the cogs, try and survive a little bit longer, but Kits is out of control. He'll find a double. A terrible team fight for Ravens.
What sort of prize is this?
This is feeling awful. Like, they put all their cores here to farm, they force out the fight. Chrono again doesn't manage to really connect in a big way. And sure, the swap save didn't come out, but it was just so slow to find that kill, and there's no damage coming out from the Void yet. Like, double Wraith Band Maelstrom is just not enough early on for those Chronos to really be impactful. And Ravens, their map is going to start to bleed dry if they keep giving out kills like this. Like, Licht is very close to having full Ags. You've got the full Kaya up and running for Kits with a Falcon Blade and Witch Blade. He's hitting his stride here, going for the full Kaya Sanj next. And there's just no sign of anything big yet from Ravens. Probably just this BKB timing between the Razor and Primal Beast, but without that BKB, it's still really difficult. I'd say on top of the BKBs, you actually want to blink on Yanbura. You kind of want to relieve this pressure on the Faces Void to find these fights with a Chrono. Instead, transfer that responsibility onto Yanbura with, say, a Blink Overgrowth instead, if possible. But considering Yanbura's net worth, that's a bit of a pipe dream right now.
Certainly is. RL getting caught top lane. And Kits is having a very, very good time on the Storm, but not quite good enough to finish off the kill. They'll see the rotation from the clock, and that'll be enough to force them back. So RL will survive another day. But this is your mid-primal beast. Like, he is not really having the impact you would have hoped. Ravens, I mean, they just... It feels like this draft has fallen apart. It's all in the void basket now. Argus trying his absolute best to keep that farm going. Still pretty far behind the gyrocopter, who's almost got the Ags up. You just tend to get involved with your team, and that side gunner, it really does make just a huge difference.
It does. Just gonna be so hard to suppress Licht once he does have some lifesteal up. Like, the Ags Satanic build-up just feels crazier with those extra attacks in the flak. It's gonna be something to see. And we're nowhere near getting that burst damage ready here on the side of Ravens. They will try for a smoke play out though. They've got the Kai on RL. It's a little bit more damage. Does opt for that instead of a BKB rush. Let's see if it pays off. Have good vision down bot to hunt down someone like Fade here.
Fade? You know he's there. He's going to try maybe go through the twin gates in time, and he may just make it. He's fine. Can they at least chase him to the other side of the map? Well, they can think about it, but the problem is he's got friends there. They're coming. Kit's in the meantime being chased down by this Void Argus. He's actually going to pop the Chrono. Does commit it right onto the Storm, but the swap is out. Albino will save the day, and now the Void's the one in danger. Nice onslaught though, RRL. He will hold down the Storm, taking down Kits. Just barely. So Albino, he'll be chased in the meantime by the Void. Fade just copying so much damage from this Razor. We'll be able to get away for now, but RRL is still chasing them down. Has the onslaught up, but doesn't go for it. He's a bit too low. Meanwhile, Argus eventually will take down Albino Zebra.
Nice kills coming out for Ravens, baiting them in quite a fair bit up top. Chrono doesn't look amazing with a swap save, but then swap's gone. You can't deal with Pulverize. Magic Missile's down as well. So you lack the options to cancel off that aggression from the side of Ravens. And it is starting to ramp up. Full Mjolnir up for Argus, just opting for just raw damage. They chase for more.
Why not? Soldier going down to boot. Suddenly Ravens showing signs of life though. Bottom lane, Kit's made a zip in, trying to go after Kara, though Kara, still barely alive, will finally go down. Chase is on for the clock now as Thana does hook shot away, so instead they'll go after Yanbura. Be a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of Felt, and in fact they might even find a Roshan off of this.
Yeah, and with the full axe of running on Licked, you aren't really too scared of forcing into the Roche. There is the Rocket Flare to scout out from Tana. So the information is on hand from Ravens, but no Chrono, no Overgrowth for a little bit, no Blink anyway on Yanbura. A little bit tricky to contest, and it's going to be first Roche going the way of Felt. Secondary life going out here for Kits would be massive. You wouldn't mind it either on Licked. It does look like they'll hand it over to the Gyrocopter. And it's going to be a lot tougher to deal with those two lives. Like this is a window of opportunity for Felt. When they know Chrono's been expended, they can always just group up, even if they lost the last fight. Knowing that Chrono is down, you can just do what you want on the map.
Oh, Fade. He's got Thana. And now Yanbura trying to go for an Overgrowth play, may still survive long enough to get it off, and he does. Onslaught is huge. Albino's gone. They've even lost the Aegis on the Gyrocopter. But RRL, how much more work can the poor man do? He needs a lot more, it seems. They'll get Fade. RRL eventually, no, he's not going to make it. Argus in the meantime trying with the Chrono, but a perfect Vortex from Kits. Still, they'll find the Gyro anyway. Kits trying for the TP, but the Cogs push back. The high five was too early. They've got him as well. It looked like such a bad team fight for Ravens, but they somehow managed to make it work. And it really seemed like it was all off the back of this Primal Beast.
Yeah. RL just finds the opportunity again. Once you see some of those early stuns expended, there's not much to interrupt that Pulverize. That's your big control piece up against these highly mobile heroes. And the side of Felt, just jumping a little bit too far forward. You don't have that infinite sustain coming out yet for your Gyrocopter with the Satanic up. We did see the Flak Cannon and Chrono kind of work out to his favor. There was a lot of life steal coming through that you can't really take care of the Gyro and the Chrono. But if you kill everyone else off, then it just becomes a simpler process. And on the side of Felt, they need to be very, very cautious with how to use their spells. You're really going to need at least a swap, probably Magic Missile, just to ensure that this Pulverize doesn't come through from RRL. Once the BKB is up, and it's only going to be swap. So you have to really make that choice here on the side of Felt. And Ravens, well, they're staying in the game. 2K lead still stands for Felt. Not a massive amount, rather even with Ravens considering their start here. And you've got Argus #1 in net worth now. It's going back for the Manta, just wants some defensive item to play with. But we are starting to inch towards that mid to late game timing that we were looking for in Ravens draft anyway. It does feel like Felt, they've given a little bit away. Not enough to really call this game out of their hands, but certainly losing out on their bigger advantage earlier on.
Yeah, only a 2K advantage left standing for Felt. Argus looking quite scary now on the Void, that's for sure. Yeah, Kits has just done so much work on this Storm this game, but it sadly hasn't really been paying off anymore, it seems. Like, your Gyro is just not at the stage where he can really fight this Void yet. Problem is, Argus is only getting bigger and bigger. Like this Void. Full Manta up now with the Mjolnir. You will see Lich, like he's still farming quite nicely on the Gyrocopter, trying to go towards the Satanic, but it just feels like you need to get to that 6-slotted point now to really have a chance against this Void. You've really missed that huge kind of advantage you did have. Ravens, they're just going to remain grouped up now. Just don't give any big openings away to Felt to try and take advantage of.
Yeah. I think for Felt, they've just not been able to really make too many forays up top. I think these expanded jungles are, again, just giving a little bit too much to carries to farm up without too much punishment. You could argue the same here for Felt, but they haven't really been focusing on as much farm for Licht, as he has been joining in some of these early engagements as well. So now the slower game favors Ravens by a huge amount, because you are getting that build-up you'd want. You've got the BKB ready on Kara. Did manage to use it a while ago. You've got the Manta and Mjolnir for Argus as well, as you mentioned. If you're on Felt, I'd say you'd want to make your move in the next 5 minutes. Like, that has to be tied into an item from Licht. You want to be able to try to take a fight. No?
It's a casual chrono into Albino Zebra from Argus. Fade, seeing the opening, might just jump in and does. With a nice spear out, he'll lock down the Void, but Argus is still proving to be a little bit too tanky for just that. They'll get the arena down now. Where's your Storm, though? Kitz is trying to walk his way up on the Storm and make it there in time. Problem is he's quite low on mana, so he actually can't commit his zip yet. But he might still be able to cut off Argus. But no, RL, he will scout out the Storm and just give the vision. So Argus even committed the chrono for a +5 Venge. He still just casually walks away.
Just take what you can get. You understand that Felt is really respecting your lineup quite a fair bit, so just look for the pick off, go back, farm, build up. Be confident in your scaling here for Ravens, because they do scale really well. On the side of Felt, I mean, they're starting to get some build up. We are seeing the side of Vice for Kitz, which is going to be that one key piece of control that should help them to start finding these fights once more. You've got the full Satanic up on Licht. He is going for the BKB, so Satanic plus the Flat Cannon plus Ags is going to feel pretty good, especially if you pop that all before the chrono. Not going to be a hero that you can really deal with inside. And that is kind of your trump card. Like, your win condition and Jar is still online, still right there neck to neck with the Faces Void's farm. So your scaling's still intact. I think for Ravens, despite their own scaling being intact, again, we're going to need to see that aggression kick in once more. Like, they have to be able to constantly identify these circumstances where they can play greedier and try to capitalize on it.
Looking at Argus. Nice onslaught in. They already found the Gyrocopter, but a big arena out from Fade. Hocker holding down the Void. That's him gone. RNL will also drop as a second. They're still going to try and fight, trying to find Licht on the Gyrocopter. He will eventually go down. But they have lost 3 for the price of 2 so far. And it might be more as well, as Kitz is making the jump in on Kara, though Kitz is dropping fairly low himself, but it will zip away in time to be able to survive through this. Solji TPing out, but Fade's jumping right back in. Kara is still just tanking through all of this. Kitz looking to jump back in again. Will zip back out. Kara just being kited in and out, but can they actually deal with the guy? Yes, they will. Eventually they'll get it done. A full team wipe now for Phil.
That was just sickening. That forward play, that bait play coming out from a Gyrocopter from late to force out this movement. And once they see the clump up, like, that was such a big arena coming out from Fade. The big arena spear comes in, the combination kicks in, all from forced movement. You have to be really careful about Ravens. You have to be taking several steps ahead with that combination on hand. Didn't manage to even get the chrono off there from Our Faces Void, from Argus. They miss out on the opportunities. They will have chrono for the next fight, so maybe that's a little bit of an opening, knowing that you're free to use your big team fight spell. But again, you have to be careful about that clump up. This is a Gyrocopter with Satanic. It's not going to die that fast, even if you manage to get your chain control off. So I just have to respect it. 25 to 20, 8k lead coming out from Felt. Despite that, it is still a very competitive game here. It's certainly in the advantage of Felt, but I'd say 8k at this point, while it does seem big, it's not the biggest advantage in the world. Like, the farm distribution across every core is pretty even, outside of kits getting a little bit more, which is leading to that disparity.
I mean, we're 60-40 right now. Like, it's still 40% chance the way of Ravens, so certainly anyone's game at the moment. Ravens are looking towards that bottom T2 tower. Group up is there from the whole side, but it seems like Felt are running the opposite way towards the Roshan pit, which is up in 15 seconds. So they're a little bit too late to the pit, but they want to keep tabs on this Roshan, see when it does respawn up. Just ensure Ravens does not have a chance to try and swipe that away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now Roshan is officially incoming. Problem is there's nothing left to scout it out. The treants are just standing there on the staircase at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Could send one in to scout out Roshan, but no, they'll... Well, now the rocket flare vision's from Ravens, so Ravens knows Roshan's up, and somehow Felt don't.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, just focusing on that push instead. Maybe expecting Roche to stay top, so taking a tier 2 should open up their fight, but
Dire's structures
daytime switch is coming soon, so it might end up being in favor of Ravens, and they're in position to scout out this Roche.
Radiant's
They know it's
bottom
going to be
tower
moving
is under
soon.
attack.
They aren't making any moves to protect their tier 2 outside of just the living armor. So we'll have to
Top tower
get something for the trouble here. And the tier 2 still stands for now. Living armor doing a great job of stalling, but Roche in their vision, in their ballpark here for Ravens.
They might just start it very, very soon. Thane is already in position. Yambura will move in. It felt they are around the area down at this bottom lane, so they can slowly start to walk their way over to the Roshan pit. Seems like Solji might just start scouting out with these treants. Smoke is out from Yambura. We'll see Solji. It's an easy kill to take, and they'll take it. Solji will try for a 4-staff away. Kits will move in with the Vortex. Oh, this could be a big problem for Ravens. They've already maybe lost Argus. Yeah, he's gone. Ravens, they need a run. This isn't the team fight anymore. Kara is still trying as the Razor, but he is down to boot. 4 heroes gone for Ravens in a blink. And somehow, Solji survives all of it.
Just plays on edge. Hides in his Sprout, manages to get the Arena to save as well, coming out from Fade. And all of a sudden, that Roshan is still open for the side of Felt. Managed to take the team fight, go into Roche. RL not around to help in that engagement either. And this is going to be a fairly quick Roshan with the damage coming out from Lit. Going for the full Butterfly into the Daedalus. His damage output will start to scale up. You're going to need some solutions here to kind of deal with that evasion. No easy solutions present themselves yet. 29 to 20. And with his second rush coming out with a cheese, it's going to be hard to see Licht dying. Like, as long as, again, you play your cards right, you save your swap.
Dire's bottom tower
Catching anyone in the big chrono, any of the big cores, is going to be a tough challenge here for Ravens.
It'd be amazing if we found out after this that his name is actually Lich. Like Lich T or something. Or the T is just silent. That'd just be amazing.
Dire's bottom tower
Look,
is
we're
That
going
would
through
be.
we're going through the headache of trying to pronounce it correctly the whole game. And it just turns out his name is actually Lich.
Lich T. Why the T? I don't know, it looks cool.
It's cool, John.
Yeah, like
Anyway.
MLP Dota, very cool.
Oh, shut up, John. Ravens, they'll go for a tormentor. You always find a way to take a personal shot at me, don't you, John?
Yeah, I gotta take a shot, Mike. I can't take a shot of your kid. She's too cute. It's gotta be on you.
We'll get a shards for RL now, so he has the rock throw available. Very creative naming, of course, for these spells. Rock throw, not too bad of an ability. Pretty damn nice. It can catch you off guard a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Radiant
it's really good in the Roche pit and high ground defense. Outside of that,
Dire's middle tower
it's kind of a dice roll, it feels like. And I don't know, like, it doesn't feel like the most amazing. Like, I remember being shocked by this when we saw Primal Beast in CM and Captain Sword first, and it being used in the Roche pit, that was huge. After that, it's like high ground, perhaps, but in this case, RL kind of needs to run in, so you're not going to be able to do as much for that one.
Oh, Argus. Are they going to find the Void? He's chosen an interesting time to try and farm this triangle. Keep in mind, they have plenty of vision around this area, and Argus He gets out at the right time.
Oh.
They would not land the spear either. He chronos. He might have just
God.
enough time,
Oh,
but no,
God.
he's died of the rocket barrage. Oh no. That was a bit messy, to say the least, from pretty much everyone involved. Very, very messy engagement, but they got Argus anyway.
Dire's middle
Yeah, they got Argus, they still have Aegis, they still have Cheese, so they can go high ground.
RRL, I mean, he's trying his best to defend here, but Lich is not going to die that easily, and now Kits makes the jump in with the Vortex out. They do glimmer up RRL. Meanwhile, Yambura, he just dies to the side gunner damage. Just the flat cannon and side gunner kills him off. There you go, 4 heroes down now. They're on to the mid-racks. They might even go tier 4 towers.
They're going end.
Yeah, Lich says screw it, let's go. Why the hell not? There's really
Just
no
gun
way
it
to
down.
defend this.
Get that game 1 in the series. Look to cement your position in the TI qualifiers in our road to the international. And there's no play here. There's no chrono on the respawn.
We'll try one more time. Kara's been caught immediately though. Kara is down. Buybacks are available, but he's just watched RL drop. That's a dieback for the Primal Beast. Kara still trying to buy a bit more time for his team to respawn up, but the Ancient is completely exposed, completely under attack, and there's no chrono available. So I don't see how you really defend this. It seems like they'll just focus it. It's the thing with the gyrocopter, he's just like, screw all of you. I'm just hitting the Ancient. And they will get the